What does a discovery call actually look like? Not in theory, but in the room, with a prospective client across from you who's either going to write you a check or not. Most coaches have never seen a discovery framework they can practice. They've seen advice. Be curious, don't pitch too early. Not a sequence. This is the sequence. What does a discovery call actually look like? Move by move. Not in theory. In the room with a prospective client across from you who's either going to write you a check or not. Most coaches have never seen a discovery framework they can actually practice. They've seen advice. Be curious. Don't pitch too early. Not a sequence. This is the sequence. Move 1. Open. CC5 maintains presence. CC6 listens actively. The opening question is not a warm-up. It's the most important question of the call. What's brought you here today? Full stop. Then presence. Actually listening to the answer. Not forming your response while they talk. Not taking notes that distract from hearing. CC5 defines it precisely. Is fully conscious and present with the client, employing a style that is open, flexible, grounded, and confident. The open move is clearing your own agenda so you can actually hear what they're bringing. That's the whole move. Move 2. Explore. CC6 listens actively. CC7 evokes awareness. 15 to 20 minutes of real inquiry. Not scripted questions, questions that follow what the prospective client is saying. What's behind that? Say more about what that cost you. What have you already tried? CC6 subcompetency recognizes and inquires when there is more to what the client is communicating. CC7 asks questions that help the client explore beyond current thinking. These aren't sales tactics. They're the actual competencies applied to the fit question. Here's what the explore failure mode looks like. The coach asks 3 good open questions. The prospect answers. And then the coach, anxious to prove relevance, starts talking about their own methodology. At that moment, CC6 listens actively, is gone. And so is the diagnosis. The mismatch shows up in month 2 of the engagement, when the client says, I'm not sure we're working on the right thing. Move 3. Diagnose. CC7 evokes awareness. Name the hypothesis. Based on what I'm hearing, what you're dealing with is, this is not a pitch. It's a reflection and a check, naming what you heard against the prospective client's reality. The awareness being evoked is their own clarity about their situation. Sometimes the diagnosis is the most valuable thing the prospective client takes from the call, whether or not they enroll. The diagnose failure mode, forming the hypothesis too early, before they finish telling you what they're actually dealing with. The signal is that you're asking confirming questions instead of open ones. Move 4. Propose. CC3 establishes and maintains agreements. Only after the diagnosis lands, and only if fit is real, does the coach propose an engagement. The proposal names what the engagement looks like, what outcome it's designed for, what the terms are, and what it costs. Not buried, not softened, stated plainly. This is where the operator craft of 5.1.3 lives. The number gets named. Move 5. Contract. CC3 establishes and maintains agreements. If the prospective client says yes, the contract move is explicit, not assumed. So what we're agreeing to is scope, duration, price, start date, primary focus. CC3 subcompetency. 3. Reaches agreement about the guidelines and specific parameters of the coaching relationship, such as logistics, fees, scheduling, duration, termination, confidentiality, and inclusion of others. This happens in the discovery call, not in a follow-up email. The contract failure mode. Closing warmth isn't a contract. If the prospective client goes home and can't state the price, the start date, or what they're working on, you didn't complete the contract move. The 5 moves as one system. Open. CC5 and CC6. Failure mode. Running a script instead of listening. Explore. CC6 and CC7. Failure mode. Switching to presentation before the diagnosis. Diagnose. CC7. Failure mode. Forming the hypothesis too early. Propose. CC3. Failure mode. Bearing or softening the number. Contract. CC3. Failure mode. Assuming agreement instead of stating it. 5 moves, each with a CC anchor, each with a failure mode to practice against. The Signature Artifact, Part 2, the Discovery Call Framework. The worksheet is on the lesson page. 5 sections, 1 per move, a prompt per section, a CC anchor labeled, a blank failure mode to watch for field you fill in from your own experience. This is the artifact you'll bring into the Module 12 capstone alongside the 1-page offer from Module 3. Doing the 5-move framework once is a start. Having it as a reference you iterate against is the practice. The framework tells you the sequence. The place most coaches actually stall is move 4, the propose. More specifically, naming the number, not hinting at it. Not saying my packages start at naming it. That's next.